Marhaba, my name is Megan and welcome back to Wanderlust Voyages. Today we have another American kitchen recipe for you. Today's recipe is going to be chocolate chip cookies. And not just any chocolate chip cookies, but massive chocolate chip cookies. These things are huge, the kind that you have to split between 3 or 4 people, huge. And they are absolutely delicious. Like any good chocolate chip cookie, they have loads of chocolate, although of course you can substitute peanut butter chips or dark chocolate or milk chocolate or mint chocolate, anything you would like in them. And they also have a very gooey, just barely baked center that makes them absolutely amazing, especially when they're still warm and with a glass of cold milk. So let's get started on how to make chocolate chip cookies. Okay, to make our massive chocolate chip cookies, we are going to need 3 cups of flour, 1 cup of brown sugar, 1/2 cup of white sugar, 1 cup of cold butter cut into small cubes. This is one of the times we're going to use cold butter instead of room temperature, 2 eggs, 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt, 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda, and 1 teaspoon of cornstarch, and 2.5 cups of baking chips. Now, typically it's going to be chocolate chips. However, here in the US, we have a wide variety of different flavors. So I have 1 cup of dark chocolate chips and 1 cup of mint and milk chocolate candies that are chopped. So let's get started with this. The first thing we're going to do is cream together our butter and our sugars. So all of your butter needs to go into a mixing bowl along with your brown sugar and your white sugar. Now we're going to beat this on medium speed for 4 to 5 minutes. We want it to be fluffy and well incorporated. You don't want it to be really grainy. You want the sugar to be fully incorporated into the butter. So let's get this beat and we will continue. Okay, it has been 4 minutes. You can see all of our butter and sugars are well incorporated. And be sure to scrape down the bowl a couple of times as you are mixing. Also, something I forgot to mention before, you want to preheat your oven to 410 degrees. Okay, now that we have our butter and sugar incorporated, we want to incorporate our eggs, and we're going to do this 1 egg at a time. And it's best to do it with the mixer running and just until it's fully incorporated. Okay, that is looking excellent. Again, if it doesn't look like it's fully mixed, be sure to scrape down the sides. Now we are going to add our cornstarch, baking soda, and salt, as well as our flour. Now, this is a lot of flour. You don't want to dump it all in. You're going to end up with it everywhere. So you're going to incorporate it in 3 parts. And you don't want to overmix this. This is not a bread. You don't want to develop the gluten, but just until it is incorporated. Okay, our flour is incorporated. Now we need to add in our chocolate chips. And if you would like to add nuts to this, you can do 2 cups of chocolate chips and 2 cups of nuts. I don't like nuts with my mint, so we're just doing the chocolate chips today. And again, you just want to stir until it is incorporated. So we have our cookie dough, and we now need to put it on the pans. As I mentioned in the introduction, these are giant cookies. So this entire bowl is only going to make 8 cookies. So let's get this divided. So just make sure it is well mixed, and I found that for 4 cookies, I'm gonna need at least 2 scoops per cookie, and that's 2 heaping scoops. Okay, once you have your cookies portioned out, you want to form them roughly into balls and then flatten them. This is going to give you nice, even cookies. Remember, these are going to spread a bit, not a whole lot. That's why we do want them very thick. We want them to be very gooey and just barely cooked in the center. So we're going to bake these for about 15 minutes, and we'll see you then. Okay, you can see our cookies are all done. They're nice and golden. You want to transfer them to a wire rack and let them cool for at least 10 minutes, preferably 15 to 20 minutes, because all of that chocolate in there is going to be very molten, and if you break into them now, you are going to burn yourself and get chocolate oozing everywhere. So that is how you make the best ever giant chocolate chip cookies, and I hope you enjoy this recipe. Bon appetit!